Now we have our next fight coming up. 6 rounds in the lightweight division. Alec Villaseñor making his way to the ring right now. Acknowledging the crowd here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. And there we see Manuel Rey Rojas of Dallas, Texas, sporting a record of 13-3. Both fighters set for action, 6 rounds in the lightweight division.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions presenta nuestro combate coestelar de esta noche. This is your co-main event of the evening. Set for 6 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. 6 rounds de combate en la división de peso ligero. Your 3 judges scoring, sus 3 jueces, Francisco Pacheco, Sergio Lechuga y Max Zúñiga. And your 3rd man inside the ring, el tercero superficie, Fernando Rentería. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing white trunks with black and gold. He's official weight 135 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo calzoncillo blanco con negro y oro, con un peso de 135 libras. As a professional, he stands with 3 victories against no defeats, 1 draw, and 2 victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 3 victorias, 0 derrotas, 1 empate y 2 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. De Agua Prieta, Sonora, Alec Villaseñor. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner. He wears blue trunks with purple trim. He's official weight 135 pounds. Presentando su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo calzoncillo azul con morado, con un peso de 135 libras. As a professional, he stands with 13 victories against 3 losses and 4 of his victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 13 victorias, 3 derrotas y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Hailing out of Dallas, Texas, USA, Manuel the Punisher Rojas. And to give out the final instructions, here is Fernando Rentería.
Bien, jóvenes, pelea limpia. Vamos a hacer una pelea limpia, tirando muchos golpes. Cuidado con los cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda, ni abajo del cinturón, ¿ok? Chocamos los guantes, suerte, gana el mejor.
Here we go, folks. Our co-main event of the evening. Alec Villaseñor in the blue corner, going up against Manuel Rey Rojas in the red corner. Action about to get underway as we start round number 1. Alec Villaseñor in the white trunks with black stripes and gold trim, while Manuel Rey Rojas with a record of 13-3 in the the blue trunks with the purple trim. Both fighters sporting ponytails, Chris. Notice that?
New style. Good hook by Rojas.
He lands another one right there.
As the more experienced boxer, he has to go out there and show Villaseñor who's boss in here. Can't let the younger fighter Villaseñor get off.
Rojas landing another hook there off the break. Well, excuse me, before the break. Villaseñor being calm in there, feeling out Rojas, but Rojas, it seems at this point, has a good amount of snap on his punches.
Yeah, they're both throwing decent punches, you know, feeling out for sure what their opponent has to offer.
As Villaseñor lands the first real punch of this round thrown by him, was a good body shot there.
And there he goes.
He throws another one, wow.
Good left hook by Villaseñor. He seems to be the speedier fighter in there, but more experience to Manuel Rey Rojas. Definitely not the first time he gets hit with the left hook like that by Villaseñor. So experience, I think, is going to play a factor in this fight, as already backpedaling Villaseñor.
Villaseñor showing good movements in his hips. Slipping punches there from Rojas. Mutegala Rojas, who has a high punch activity at this point, it's going to serve Villaseñor well to be able to move like this and slip those punches. As Villaseñor going on the offensive, though eating a body shot from
Good
Rojas.
body shot by Rojas.
And Rojas follows it up with two more.
That's his experience.
The
and
mouthpiece is
fell
out of Villaseñor as the referee calls for a break in the action.
Might have been done
Rojas.
purposely by Villaseñor and take that little breather after that brutal body shot by Rojas.
Rojas displaying the Punisher logo on his trunks as well as a Punisher tattoo on his chest. Seems fitting, you know, the Punisher with a tattoo of the Punisher logo.
Is it safe to say he likes comic books?
He likes to punish his opponents, which he's tried to punish the body of Villaseñor here in this first round. The Villaseñor coming back.
Good back and forth action by both fighters in this round. Very good.
Round number one now officially in the books. Chris, who do you give the nod to that round?
It was a bit of an even round. I'd give the slight edge to Rojas. He landed some good body shots. Although Villaseñor is not far behind. You know, he's throwing a lot of shots. He missed quite a few also, but he's trying. But that round, I'd say, give it to Rojas.
Rojas making his way all the way from Dallas, Texas. There's a lot of great sparring in the state of Texas. You got pros such as Errol Spence working out in that state out of Dallas, I believe. You got Ronnie Shields training a lot of fighters in Houston at the Flex Gym. A lot of good sparring, and it's evident in the skills that Rojas has shown so far in this fight and in that first round.
Yeah, definitely. He showed his experience. You know, 13-3 record, and he needs to push the pace a little bit more with Alec Villaseñor.
As we begin round number two here in Tijuana, Mexico. Villaseñor on the offensive, though eating a big counter hook from Rojas. And like I mentioned earlier, Chris, Rojas is the sharper puncher and has a little bit more pop. When Rojas lands a punch, it has a more of an effect on Villaseñor than when Villaseñor lands a punch.
Absolutely. Villaseñor is backing up for a reason. You know, it's not his tactic. He just kind of has to right now. You know, he feels the punches from Rojas, and he needs to back up. He needs to think of a strategy to land his own shots the way Rojas is landing his.
Rojas setting up that series of punches with the jab there. And Villaseñor answers back, though. A lot of those punches blocked by the gloves of Rojas. Rojas showing good ring generalship so far in this fight.
Cutting
Being
off
the
the
one,
ring.
yeah, he's cutting off the ring, but he's also the fighter whose punches are having the most effect on his opponent, and also putting Villaseñor in positions where it's more advantageous for him.
Yeah, definitely. He wants to have Villaseñor's back against the ropes. And for the majority of this round, that's what he's doing. He's cutting off the ring and making Villaseñor land on the ropes. Now, the only thing that he has to do more is once he does have him on the ropes is let his hands go and keep him there. Villaseñor is doing a good job of slipping out every once in a while.
Rojas making good work of his jab. It's been scoring a lot for him in this round. And at times it's been a setup jab, but at other times too, it's been a power jab as he lands with the lunging left hook and works down to the body, but Villaseñor answering back with punches of his own.
Good hook by Villaseñor. And as Manuel Rey Rojas begins to warm up that engine, per se, he's throwing a lot more shots, landing a lot more on Villaseñor, and throwing those body shots is going to pay dividend towards the end of this fight, man, because this is a 6-round fight. It is a short fight, but rounds 5 and 6, I don't think that Villaseñor has been in round 5 and 6 before.
So Villaseñor, a flurry of punches here as the crowd begins to cheer his offense. The Rojas taking it in stride, able to slip a lot of those punches as we come to the end of round number 2.
Yeah, and kind of slipped with his hands down, showing Villaseñor that, hey, you're not hurting me.
Seemingly 2 rounds in, you can safely say that Rojas has more or less had his way with Villaseñor in this fight. If you're in that corner of Villaseñor, what does he have to do to change the momentum?
Well, right now, his corner doesn't seem to be telling him too much besides giving him air, but they need to give him a tactical strategy, as seems like they're doing right now. What he needs to do off of that movement, he needs to throw those shots. You know, he can't just keep moving and moving and moving, because eventually Rojas is going to catch him in that corner like he's been doing and put him down.
As we begin round number 3, Manuel Rey Rojas going up against Alec Villaseñor. Villaseñor now backing Rojas against the ropes and unloading on his body with the flurry of shots to the body. Rojas, though, has the face of a Terminator. No emotion whatsoever after that flurry from Villaseñor.
No, the stone-faced assassin.
The face of the Punisher, as his moniker goes. Villaseñor being a little bit more livelier in this round. But let me bring something up to you, Chris. You have a guy here that's 13-3 going up against a guy that's 3-0. On paper, to me, when first looking at it, I kind of thought like, hey, this guy has a good amount more fights than Villaseñor.
That just goes to show that they have confidence in Villaseñor with the 3-0 and what he's able to do in the gym, what he's done in his past fights, to take on such a big challenge in Manuel Rey Rojas. You know, that just goes to say his corner has a lot of confidence. And right now his confidence is growing. He's throwing a lot more shots than he did in the first round, throwing to the body and trying to win this fight, because honestly, the hardest thing to go is that O. So he wants to keep that O on his record.
Villaseñor knowing that he has to let his hands go in order to score some type of points with the judges and get momentum going to his favor. Rojas, though, calm, cool, collected.
That's exactly the phrase to use. He's coming forward, very calm look on his face. His demeanor as well, very calm. Just getting off his punches. Doesn't seem like too much effort's behind it, but they're hurting Villaseñor.
Thudding punches being landed by Rojas. And it's just a world of difference when Rojas lands a punch compared to when Villaseñor lands a punch. And I get a feeling you're seeing a a guy who's a lot more complete in Rojas in there tonight.
Alec Villaseñor still trying to win this fight, but it's getting more and more difficult since Manuel Rey Rojas doing a very good job cutting off the ring, landing his shots, and mainly going to the body. Good shots to the body.
As he attempts to mount some sort of offense right there with a flurry of punches, though, blocked by the gloves and elbows of Rojas. So we come now to the final 10 seconds of round number 3. Villaseñor coming in, throwing a flurry of punches. Rojas exchanging as well. As we come to the close of the 3rd round. Better round for Villaseñor.
Absolutely.
When he let it, like I mentioned, when he lets his hands go, it kind of stops Rojas in his tracks and he can't really do anything.
Definitely, he has speed, he has youth. He needs to take advantage. You know, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't want to lose that O. But Manuel Rey Rojas doing a very good job of cutting off the ring, just using his experience. Like you mentioned earlier, would you take a fight, a 3-0 fighter against a 13-3 fighter? And my answer would be no. You know, Rey Rojas showing his experience, and you can see it on the face of Villaseñor right now.
Round number 4 now beginning here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico, as we're seeing Manuel Rey Rojas going up against Alec Villaseñor in a fight in which Villaseñor having some success in that 3rd round, finally letting his hands go. And you can make the argument that the fight at this point is a 2-1 affair, Chris.
Yeah, it's a very close fight, but I see Rey Rojas kind of just pushing the action a little bit more. Villaseñor is fighting off of instinct right now, I believe. And it might just be a matter of time, especially if Rojas keeps landing those body shots the way he is.
Those body shots. Wow. Villaseñor is going to be peeing blood tomorrow, due with all those body shots that Rojas is able to land so far. It's going to take its effect. And this being a 6-round fight, we might see the effects happening in this round or in the next.
Yeah, you might be right. You know, it might take effect. It's definitely showing on his skin, Villaseñor's skin. You can see the marks of those vicious body shots that Rojas is throwing.
Rojas coming forward, landing a lead left hook. Lands an overhand as well. As both fighters going at it right there, Villaseñor, you could see, is now showing signs of fatigue. His punches aren't as fast and aren't as crisp as they were before.
No, they are not, and that has a lot to do with the body shots that Rojas is landing. There's just too much experience right now. I believe not only does Villaseñor probably need to go back to the drawing board, but so does his management team, putting him up against such an experienced guy in his 4th professional fight.
Villaseñor now at this point just swinging, hoping that a big shot lands against Rojas. And Rojas in control so far of this round, picking his punches well and placing them even better to the body of Villaseñor, who you could visibly see tired, but also, like you mentioned, Chris, there's a big old red mark on his abdomen from all those punches that Rojas has been able to land.
Yeah, you could definitely see the effects on his skin and the way he's fighting now. He's wearing down little by little.
Just chipping it away at the body of Villaseñor, little by little, breaking down that foundation. You break the body, the head will fall.
And there you go, Villaseñor. He's getting hit to the body, so he decides to go to the body.
So Villaseñor attempting to mount some sort of offense as we come to the end of round number 4.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family. hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. We don't complain. You know, people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where future stars of boxing fight.
Coming up on the 5th round, Alec Villaseñor, first time in this territory. See how he handles it.
Big hook by Rojas there, lands flush on the head of Villaseñor.
Villaseñor took it well. Comes right back.
Villaseñor, yeah, he answered right back with the straight.
Like I said earlier, Marcos, the hardest thing to go as a professional is that O. You don't want to lose that O, and right now he's fighting like he doesn't want to lose that O.
And Rojas going back to the jab now. Opening up punches as he lands 2 there in that exchange. Though Villaseñor now coming forward, wanting to land something of his own. Chris, from what you see right now,
Well, I see.
And from the punches, the type of punches that Rojas is landing,
I just
is
see
it going to
that,
come to a point where you
it's-
think that it might be a little bit too much for a guy like Villaseñor?
Yeah, the experience factor, like I mentioned earlier on in this fight, it's taking over. You know, Rojas is landing harder and harder shots as the rounds go on, as the seconds go on, and Villaseñor starting to go into just more like survival mode more than anything. And Rojas doing the right thing, just pressuring, trying to cut off the ring. Villaseñor trying to showboat, but this ain't the time right now to be showboating. He's getting a boxing clinic put on him right now, and
Villaseñor showing the heart of lion, saying, hey, come on, Rojas, bring it to me, I can take it.
absolutely he's fighting his heart out, but Rojas, too much for him tonight.
The other thing, too, is you see Villaseñor, he's visibly tired. And then you take a look at Rojas. Rojas is not even tired. You could tell that he's not breathing hard. He's pacing himself extremely well.
Well, that has a lot to do with the experience. You know, the way he's fighting now is the way he fought in the first round, as opposed to Villaseñor, who came out guns blazing, throwing everything he had in the tank, and now he has nothing left with 1 round to go.
As we come to the closing seconds of round number 5, can Villaseñor respond with something in round number 6 to change the course of this fight? Because at this point, it's been all Rojas so far. Now, Chris, looking at the corner of Villaseñor, he's taking a lot of damage in this fight. It's having a big effect of him. You as a corner person, do you want to see your fighter who has a record of 3-0, who still has a lot of fights left in his career, take this type of damage, or do you just cut your losses and throw in the towel?
Well, maybe they should be thinking about stopping it, but as I can see right now in the corner, they seem to be giving him a lot more instruction and what to do, and not necessarily thinking of their fighter, because he is taking a lot of shots. And in my opinion, if I was the corner, I believe I would stop this fight and save my fighter for another day.
Here we go, the final round, round number 6. Manuel Rey Rojas, over the course of 5 rounds, landing the better punches and really putting tremendous amount of work to the body of a very game, but it seems outgunned, Alec Villaseñor.
If this fight would have been later on in Villaseñor's career, it might have been a different fight because he is a skillful fighter. He has skills, he has movement, but just too much experience, too much power. Rojas is taking this fight.
I was going to mention there, Rojas popping that jab, but he's been a little bit inconsistent with it so far over the course of 5 rounds. Choosing to focus more on the body, and rightly so, because it's had a huge effect on Villaseñor.
But the main thing is that those body shots are there. You know, just goes to show the inexperience of Villaseñor, covering his face up a little bit too much and leaving that body open. Nice shot by Rojas. Nice left hook. It seems as though Rojas knows that he has a hurt opponent in front of him, and he's just taking his time, picking his shots, trying to get Villaseñor out of there.
As Rojas just seconds ago landing a hard, straight right hand. Villaseñor, I don't think, has landed a clean punch this round, as the offense that he does throw out there has been very loopy, very wild.
Yeah, I believe you're right, Marcos. I don't think he's landed a shot this round. It just goes to show the poise of Rojas defending as he's coming forward, landing hard, stiff jabs like he just did right now.
As we come to 2 minutes in this final round here, where Rojas has been having his way against Alec Villaseñor, and Señor has to know that he's down big in this fight, showing no sense of urgency whatsoever and looking that maybe he's just trying to get out of the round.
Yeah, and then Rojas just seems like he's also cruising out of this round as well, so maybe he knows this fight's in the bag. I think Villaseñor needs to show a little bit of urgency and maybe just do a little bit more. You know, since his corner sent him out for this last round, do a little bit more and try to show that, you know, he was an undefeated fighter for a reason.
As we come to the final 10 seconds of this round, Villaseñor and Rojas throwing caution to the wind. Both fighters throwing haymaker punches, as it is now officially in the books. Round number 6 over. Both fighters raising their hands in victory. It's a great fight, but I think we saw a fight in which we saw a more experienced fighter really give not only a beating, but teaching a young pup and making him earn his stripes here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Young pup. Villaseñor still has a lot to learn, and Rojas showed him that he has a lot to learn. So kudos to Villaseñor taking the fight, giving a hell of a fight, but the more experienced Rojas today took this fight.
Though the young Villaseñor should be happy that he was able to get the rounds that he got in with Manuel Rey Rojas. Still has a long career ahead of him. He's still very young. This was only his 4th professional fight, so if the decision does not go his way, which it seems like it won't, because obviously he was down 5-1, he shouldn't take too much of it. He still has a lot to learn. With that being said, the judges' scores are now in. Let's take it to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores.
Damas y caballeros, este combate ha sido la distancia de 6 rounds y ahora tenemos la decisión de los jueces. After 6 rounds of boxing, we go now to the judges' scorecards. Y no sin antes Un fuerte aplauso a ambos, a Villaseñor y a Punisher Rojas por este también gran combate. Round of applause for these two warriors. All three judges have scored the same, 59-55. Los tres jueces, Francisco Pacheco, Sergio Lechuga y Max Zúñiga, coinciden en tarjetas 59-55. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime. Dallas, Texas in the house. The Punisher, Manuel Rojas. Y también fuerte reconocimiento al de Agua Prieta, Sonora, a Alec Villaseñor.